Hello everyone, this is DrAZNstarcraft with our new Saturday show. What the hell is that? Okay, now let me explain this game first. I asked my friend Nitric Acid, who I did the replay for the last game, okay, this segment is, I told him to do something weird. Now it doesn't have to be a cheese, it doesn't have to be anything, cheap or anything like that. It's just something weird. So he can go mass Banshee, mass, Hellion, mass, anything, something weird, something you don't usually see, okay? So, and I just have to deal with it. So it's called What the Hell Is That? And yeah, so let's see how it goes and see how you guys like this. Okay, so we're looking from my perspective here. I'm the Zerg player. He's playing Terran in this game. He usually plays Zerg, okay? So I'm the Zerg player on the top right, pink Zerg, and he's Terran on the bottom left, on the bottom right, I know. And the map is Jungle Basin. So let's see how I do here. Now, going into this, I had no clue what he was going to pull out because he's kind of a creative player. So I really had no clue as to what he was coming up with. He chose Terran, which makes me think, yes, he says he hasn't played Terran in a long time. So I really didn't really know what to expect. I was thinking something to the effect of like Mask Ghost or Mask Raven, which is something you usually see when people go something weird. That's usually something you see. So yeah, we came up with this segment just because a lot of players, we keep teaching basic this, basic that, but what do they do in a weird situation where you have absolutely no clue what the other person's going? What do you go there? So this is just to help you guys out, to have a little fun here. It should be quite exciting. And if you guys aren't, or if you guys do this kind of stuff, or if you get a game where someone does something weird and you deal with it in a certain way, or the other way around, if you do something weird and they deal with it, just submit it to us. Let us know, and we'll cast the game as well. Okay. So he is walling in here now. I see that he's walling in. He's a green Terran. Okay. So he's walling in with a barracks. I'm just going to scout my drone around here for a little bit. Try to keep him alive. See who else is coming. I threw down my spawning pole. I just tried to go as standard as possible here. Just so I can transition in anything, just in case, or I can transition in anything weird. Like I said before, the only thing I wanted to do is to be as versatile as possible. Okay, so it looks like he's throwing down an engineering bay. Okay, so that can mean one of two things. Either very early upgraded Marines, which really isn't that weird. So I would have been quite disappointed with that game. My drone's just chilling out there, but or he can be going for like a planetary fortress rush, or some very early tech play. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. And let me set myself to busy as I got messages. Okay, so going back to the game here. Sorry about that. So I threw down a bangling's nest just because I wanted to see what was going on. I wasn't quite sure what was going on. I assumed that there's some kind of infantry play. Just trying to get as much vision as possible. Just trying to play as standard as possible, like I said. So I'm going to be taking my expansion soon. Getting out early Zergling speed. Getting my queen out. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So, for you guys, comment on the bottom if you want to. What's the weirdest thing you guys have seen? What's the one thing that just you have no idea how to deal with, that's just so weird, so wonky, that it's just like, wow, I don't know how to deal with this. Okay, so I'm going to put my Zergling in the front to test the front door here. So he does have a reactor on the barracks, so Marines, and engineering base. So I'm not quite sure what he's going here. Still, not quite sure. Okay, so the engineering bay could be getting upgrades, or he could, like I said, be going for a planetary fortress, or be taking an early expansion in the center and holding it with a planetary fortress. So either way, I know that engineering bay is extremely important, And that's the thing with these kind of games, is when someone's doing something weird, when someone's doing something that you're not used to, the most important thing you can do is scouting. I can't really stress that enough. Scouting is so critical for StarCraft. And it's not just important to know what your opponent's doing, but I mean, you can kind of feint sometimes. So like, if you know they have their huge army in the front, you can sort of poke your head up there, and the act of you scouting makes it seem like you may or may not be able to, or you may be attacking. Like when a Terran player throws down a scan on my base, I am always wary that, oh, he could be attacking, he could be scanning to see what I have in here. So it's just something to be aware of. So I did take my expansion up, and now I see this green blob. There's now a green blob moving very slowly, ever so slowly, down into my natural. And I'm probably going to check it out very soon. I think I did. Not quite sure. And now I see this green blob, and yes, it is an orbital command. There's an orbital command going to my natural. So it looks like it is going to be a planetary fortress rush. As now I should be moving my Zerglings to that spot, or now I'm making Zerglings, because this is just kind of freaking me out. Like, oh my god, he now has this orbital, or this command center, just sort of moving into my base. So right away I start teching, or I'm already getting my layer up, so I should be getting a spire very soon to deal with this planetary fortress, because planetary fortress can't hit air, so that's something you have to do. You have to hit it before it can morph, or I guess Terran don't morph, huh? They build, they construct. Before it upgrades to a planetary fortress, I need to be killing this thing. Okay, so he's gonna finally lift that off, and now see, I have no idea where he's going now, because that could be his only thing. He could only be going for a planetary fortress rush. But see, that's the thing, it wasn't a rush either. So I'm not sure at all. I'm still not sure what this is. It's not a rush, and here comes another green blob coming down there. So my queen's just hitting away here, blocking away, and here's another orbital another command center just coming down onto my base. So now I'm getting down double evolution chambers and a spire at the same time. There it is. There's that floating one. Okay, so now he's made an SCV coming out of there, and it's repairing. So I back up my queen. I know I can't kill it. What I should have did here was I should have moved my Zerglings over there just to stop it, just to make him lift off. But I didn't. I thought, you know, he could have something back there that he's trying to bait me with, so I wasn't quite sure. So I just kind of stayed here. So now he has a mule down there repairing, and here is he's trying to land this thing again. So I put my Zerglings there just so he can't do that, and he should be lifting off again very soon. I don't remember if he lets that finish, but I'm not quite sure. So yeah, my air is almost out now, so I should be able to deal with any kind of planetary fortress here, and there you go, I take it out. So like I said, my air should be out very, very soon, and here's the planetary fortress morphing in, and he's building another one right next door. So yeah, as soon as I get my air up, I should be fine. There should be no problems whatsoever. And what I should have did also was I should have moved my Zerglings into his base, because I know all he has is like maybe a handful of Marines. Should have morphed them into Banglings and just sort of taken them out. So I'm going up here, and yeah, all he has is Marines, like tiny little group of Marines. Okay, so now I have two planetary fortresses outside my base, or outside my natural, but they're protected by rocks, so okay, and they can't move anyway. Okay, so now I have this other planetary fortress coming in. I have two more planetary fortress. I have planetary fortressi and a missile turret. So now my air plan has failed, and he's now destroying my rocks. So now I have no idea if he's going to build a ton of missile turrets, or he's going to build, I don't know what he's going to build. So let's see and watch as I struggle to deal with this planetary fortress rush, so to speak. Okay, so now he has like 6 planetary fortresses coming in here, And it looks like I'm going to have trouble dealing with this, because there's a missile turret there to take out my Mutalisk, and as soon as I get too close with my Zerglings, I am screwed, because they're going to kill me.